G'day beer lovers. This video is about Stevie Jacko and some Facebook drama that is being played out at the moment on Facebook. Now if you don't know Stevie and you're not on Facebook, well, you'll find this video will be batshit boring to you, okay? And I suggest you turn off now and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, there's probably only going to be about 10 people that will be interested in this video. Alright, in this video it is my intention to put Stevie on the spot. He's got to address some of the accusations being levelled against him by some of his YouTuber Facebook friends. Now this drama on Facebook involves the breakup of a YouTuber relationship. The relationship was a non-physical 4-year-long cyber love affair. Now I want to stress that it was a non-physical relationship. Because both parties met via YouTube, both people in this relationship have a lot of joint friends. Now, for the very first time ever, I do not intend to respond to any comments made on this video. You can comment if you wish, and I will read your comment. I cannot guarantee also that this video will always be public. You know, I may sort of make it private or unlisted or whatever, so I can't guarantee this video will always be public. And normally my videos are fair game. You know, if anyone out there wants to use those videos, don't even worry about getting my permission, just do it, I don't care. But with this particular video, I will flag any channel that uploads any part of this video, and I'll be doing it for breach of copyright. Okay, let's go and put Stevie Jacko on the spot. G'day Stevie Jacko, how are you mate?
Alright Ed, I'm alright. A bit tired because I've had about an hour's sleep.
Now we're going to be doing this video and I don't really want you to talk too much about the past. We're only just going to be talking about the present. Now, what I want to do is I want to really put you on the spot and specifically address some of the accusations that your friends are now stating publicly on Facebook, which concerns your relationship with Joe. All right, now, okay, Stevie, now, you're portraying this image on Facebook that you and Joe are still a couple, but your friends claim that the two of you have actually broken up. You know, and that Joe wants nothing more to do with you. Now, they claim that they have been speaking to Joe on the telephone. You know, it sounds like you're harassing her. So therefore, please explain why you're portraying this image that the two of you are still together.
The last time I saw Joe was on the train. I waved her goodbye.
When was that? Roughly, when was that?
That was on the Sunday, the 3rd of April. It was 3rd or the 4th of April. I can't remember.
A month. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, just preceding that, we had an argument, and she said it is over. And I messaged a couple of people, said it's over. But the next day when I saw her, well, it was actually the same day. She came here and we made it up again, but. You know, just before she left, we hugged and kissed, like we always do. And you know, although we had just had an argument, there was nothing unusual about that, because I would say we must have had at least 10 arguments over the 4 years about certain stuff. So you know, it wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing out of the ordinary this time is that I've lost contact with Joe.
Yeah, so you haven't had contact with her for about 4 weeks?
Since 3rd of April.
Yeah, 4 weeks, for about a month. And then she's been telling some of your joint friends that the two of you are broken up. Well, I guess if you haven't heard from her for about a month, you know, it does look like you're broken up, doesn't it?
It looks... I don't know what it looks like, because I've never been in this situation before. But we've got a set of plans in place. If anything was like, we always spoke about this, if we got separated for any reason, because you know, it's a very complicated relationship.
Well, was there anything prior to that gave you any thoughts that breaking up was on the cards, that it was going to happen?
No. It went through the same cycle as it normally does. She's going to leave me, and it's over, and that was it. It's been going back.
Why did she say it was over? What was some of the reasons?
Because she went down an old phone, which I had on the mantelpiece, and while I was at work, she went down that phone and found some old messages. She phoned a number up, and this woman told her that we'd had an affair.
Right.
That's guessing anyway. I don't know.
Oh, we'll talk about these affairs later on. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the accusations being levelled against you. Okay. Yeah, so you're saying really, for the rest of us, we see that it's all over. She's moved on. She's telling people behind your back that basically it's all over. But what you're saying is she hasn't actually told you that it's over.
No.
You're only hearing it third hand.
Yeah, this is the strange part about it. I don't know for sure, and I don't even know if anyone has actually spoken to her in person. I know they certainly haven't seen her in person, but have they actually spoken to her in person? I'm going round in circles, pulling my hair out. I just can't get any joy.
Well, look, I've been reading the comments on Facebook, and some of your friends, I'm not going to mention anyone's names, but saying that they're talking to her. She seems to be talking to a couple of them.
Yes, it seems that way. It seems that they're in contact with her. But I'm not in contact with her, which I don't understand it.
Oh, Ed, I'm just looking at some other messages. Look, Joe put, I can't do this anymore, sorry, it's over. And that was on the 27th of March, a week before she came to visit me, or was it a couple of days? So, she's saying it's over, and on the 27th of March, but this is before she visited me.
All right. Well, let's move on. All right. Okay. Now, your friends are stating very vehemently that you're harassing her. Now, they say that that you try and ring her 50 times a day, and you're using a hidden number. They even say that Joe's gone into hiding. I've even read that. Okay. Now.
Yeah, I've read that.
And I can't understand why you aren't leaving her alone. If she's told you that basically she wants to move on or it's over.
No, but she has.
Why are you harassing her, Stevie?
I'm not harassing her in the slightest. The only contact I have, if you can call it contact, is I ring her phone 3 times a day, and I ring her at the exact times that we normally ring each other.
Is it a block number? They talk about a block number. Have you got a block number?
The reason when I ring her phone, it goes straight to answer phone. But when I hide the number, for some reason it rings. So that's why the number's hidden. But I ring her without it being hidden, and then I ring her and hide the number, and it rings 5 times, then goes on to answer phone.
Right. Okay. So you've been ringing her what? 3? All right. Let's say 3 times a day. Okay. For the last month.
But when they say 50 times, it was nothing of the sort. It was 100 times. I was ringing her 100 times on the first 2 days. Right. It could have been thousands. Because if you take my position, I haven't got a clue what had happened to her. Me and Joe are the kind of people, if we're 5 minutes late we always came on exactly the same times. We wasn't a second late, ever. But if not ever, but there was a couple of times when Joe came on 5 minutes late, and I was panicking like mad. And people on Facebook, I was putting messages about, where are you, Joe? Where are you, Joe? Because we both panic when we don't turn up on time, because anything could have happened to us.
Let's say you are ringing 100 times a day. Now, what sort of image do you think
now?
What do you think Joe's thinking?
For the past 3 weeks, I've only rung her 3 times a day, twice each time, so 6 times a day in total.
And how much longer do you think you're going to be doing this?
Well, I should be doing this until she tells me that it's over, or I should be doing this because what happens if I don't do this, then she might not answer. It's very hard to explain, but it just shows her I'm here if she needs to talk to me. I mean, if for some reason she doesn't want to talk to me or something has happened, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But if she, supposing she can't talk to me or something else is stopping that process from happening, then at least I know if I'm ringing her, she's got every opportunity to answer that phone and explain to me. So I need that in my life, and I would hope that Joe would do the same. If something happened to me, I couldn't contact Joe, I would hope that she would ring me like I'm doing to her. We're exactly the same.
There's got to be a point where you realise that she's not going to return your calls, isn't it? Eventually, the penny drops. The basis she's not interested.
No, there won't be, Ed. Until I know for 100% that she's not interested, then of course I would never ring her phone. Until she tells me, it takes a simple phone call or even just one text. If I was to receive a text from her phone saying, "Look, it's over," well, that's it. But we've got something in place.
Yeah. But that's the past. Things might have changed now. But won't you accept messages from her friends or your joint friends that basically it's all over? The thing is, Stevie, like your friends, your joint friends are informing you that it's all over. Can't you accept that, or why does it have to be from the horse's mouth?
It's got to be from Joe's mouth because we said this. If ever we split up, for sure, we would sit down and talk about this like as adults and say goodbye to each other and kiss each other goodbye. That hasn't happened, so I'd be a fool to accept what anyone else says because me and Joe have got this plan in place. It's a fail-safe plan. That's our life. That's our 4 years. That's our life, and I have to stick by this plan because I'd be failing Joe if I didn't stick by this plan.
Has she got any reason to be afraid of you? Which could be a reason why she just can't go forward with that plan that you'd set in place years ago.
Joe's never been afraid of me. I've never been afraid of Joe. We've never been afraid of each other. That's never come into it. So that's just ridiculous for Joe to be afraid of me. That's just completely nonsense. Mm. Yeah, it doesn't compute. It's ridiculous.
Okay, Stevie, let's move on to accusation number 3.
Yeah.
Now, this is a pretty serious one. Now, your friends are showing you proof that you've been threatening Joe. And that's just not on, mate. The proof I saw on Facebook, which they put up, was a message from you to Joe. And if I remember correctly, it said, "Please leave or I will really hurt you."
We'll hurt you bad.
Yeah, so what was all that about? Why did you say that to her?
Well, that was part of a series of text messages she was sending to me. Not text messages, sorry, messages. She was sending to me, and I was sending to her. But she was giving as good as she got. So that you can't take something like that out.
So you're having an argument.
We was having an argument, yeah. She was going to kill me, and I was going to hurt her real bad. It's something. It's like that.
And when was that? So when was that? When did that go down?
On the Saturday night.
Back in April, late April, was it?
That was.
That was back in April. All right, okay. And had you sent her any other threatening messages over the years, or lately, say in the last 12 months?
Oh no, in the last 12 months. Mm. Oh no. No, it's just all on that one night.
How long has Joe been intimating that she couldn't do it anymore?
I went on my messengers all the messages, because we got 500,000 messages. So but the good thing about the messaging service, you can search for certain messages. So I was searching for it's over, and there was at least 4 times when she said it's over. But on each occasion, the next day or maybe 2 days later, she would say she's sorry, and but the difference between this occasion, I haven't heard from her, which I'm very worried about.
Well, I saw some comments recently, between you and your friends. I think things are really souring now between you and your friends. And you made some comment about the fact you were a boxer. Was that just said as a way, as a threat of?
No, because when you're a boxer, you live by this code that you do not use your craft outside the ring. So, but I was a boxer for 6 years, and then I went off it, and then I went back into it. So you're conditioned to be like a gentleman. If I was to hit anyone, I would do some damage to them. And Joe is 5'4", and it's unbelievable that I could ever hurt, a man, let alone a woman, in that way. So
right, okay, all right.
I was just trying to get across that, part of being a boxer is you're taught this a moral code, like a moral. You just can't use your fists. You can't.
Did you ever hit Joe? Did you ever?
No, never ever. She never hit me. I never hit Joe. Never ever.
You must have, because your friends are saying that she's scared of you. She's in hiding.
Yeah, that's the bit I can't understand, though, Ed, because that is so far from anything that computes. It's not. I don't even. It goes over my head because I don't even bother with that, because that's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous for Joe to be in hiding, to be frightened of me. That is not. That's why I know. When they tell me that, I know something has gone on. Something is wrong. There is something completely wrong here. But none of my friends are picking up on this. Instead of helping the situation, they're hindering it.
Yeah, well, they see you doing some stuff on Facebook that's crap, really, and
Yeah.
I don't think you're doing yourself a favour the way you're sort of acting. Yeah.
Well, it makes no difference if I'm doing myself a favour or not. I'm only doing what is required, for Joe's sake, because we're kind of like the same person. I know she'd be doing the same if the boot was on the other foot. So I'm only just doing this to find out to find out information. Yeah, I don't know, Ed. I'm just searching for an answer. All I need is some kind of answer. It's not too much trouble for Joe just to. Supposing she. All right, let's give this scenario. Supposing she was absolutely petrified of me. Why don't she get a sister or a friend just to give me a text saying it's over? Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? Even if someone was really, really frightened.
Well, there's got to be some reason why she's gone down this path.
That's right. There has to be a reason.
Is there anything you're not being open with us? Like, was there a major fight?
No, there was a major row because she saw the text on this phone.
Oh, okay, it goes back to that. All right, well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So apart from that, there's nothing to indicate that anything should be out the normal.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, let's just move on to accusation number 4 that's being levelled against you. And it's something about a bloody iPad. Now, from what I've been reading is that you've stolen some iPad from Joe. And you went to the police to be able to get this iPad. You actually reported the fact that she stole it. Now, that sounds like a pretty low act. Why did you have to do that?
Well, I had so much. I had a month's worth of filming on that iPad. That's what I wanted back. I didn't really. I don't care for the iPad. It was a gift, and actually, it's just brought to my attention. I've just got to go and get something. Hang on. because this is what makes me so angry. This is the card that Joe sent to me with the iPad a month before she visited. She's made me. If I'm supposed to be this kind of ogre, why would anyone do this? But anyway,
it's an expensive gift. Why did she give you such an expensive gift?
This is what I can't make out. Why would she? I'm angry that she spent this much money on me. But this is the card that came with it. So basically saying she doesn't want me to review it. So, I've had this iPad for a month, and there's no reviews on YouTube. Well, there's no reviews because she's asked me not to review it, and so I followed her instructions. I mean, if that's not changing someone, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Steve, when I make this video, can you send me an image of that card?
I will send you an image. I will send you 2 images, one of each page, one of that page and one of that page. I will send you the image of it. And, the handwriting, it's unmistakably Joe's handwriting. I'm an artist, but no one in the world could forge handwriting.
She definitely gave you it as a gift. You did not steal it from her.
No, I did not steal it from her. No, never. I've never stolen anything in my life, let alone stealing from the one that you love. That's just that's really absurd. It makes me angry.
But you went way overboard. I would have just let her have the bloody thing.
Yeah, I wanted to have it. The thing that I didn't want her to have was the filming on it. And me and Joe's film that I'd made, the Batman movie, that was precious because if that was the lasting video we had of each other, I don't believe it is, but if that was the lasting video that we'd made together, that is precious to me. That is so precious.
But
you wouldn't believe how precious.
I don't really understand. Why did she walk out with the iPad? Or how did she get her hands on it?
Right, well, she was staying here and I was at work and she left before I came home. And when I came home, I noticed the iPad was gone and I was flabbergasted. I thought, why would she do that? And I wasn't in my right mind. And I didn't really report Joe for stealing it. I phoned the police up and I said someone has stolen my iPad. So it wasn't exactly Joe that had stolen it, although Joe had taken it anyway. But when I got home, Joe didn't leave a message saying she took the iPad. I only knew the iPad had gone. I knew Joe had gone and the iPad had gone. That doesn't necessarily mean to say Joe took the iPad.
But had established in the end that she had it.
Yeah. When I phoned Joe up, she said she's got the iPad, and that was it. So I then rang up the police. I rang the police back.
When was this? When did this incident happen with the iPad?
On the 3rd of April.
All right, this is when this big fight happened. Okay.
Yeah, this is when the big row happened. So when I established who had my iPad, I then rang the police back. I said, look, I'm sorry to waste your time. I've found my iPad. So I was fuming, and maybe I wasn't in the right mind, but when something so precious, the money doesn't come into it. That was a gift from Joe. If it was a little teddy bear, if that had been stolen, I would have phoned the police up, because people don't steal gifts that I get from Joe. Every single gift she's ever given me, every envelope, every package that has come through the post, I've even kept the packaging. That is so precious to me. Now, when someone steals that, I'm going to shout it from the highest mountain. Someone's stolen this. So I phoned the police up, not necessarily reporting Joe for it, because I didn't know who took it. But I phoned the police up saying, I didn't say she's took my iPad. I said, my iPad has been stolen. And they asked me the circumstances. I said, well, the last person that was here was, and that had the key to my house, was my girlfriend.
Yeah,
but I didn't actually
Joe's
say...
obviously got very hurt by this incident, because how did the friends on Facebook get to know all this information? She obviously would have told them what happened.
Yeah, obviously Joe has told them what has happened.
And they see this as a very low act, and on the surface it does look like a very low act, doesn't it? Yeah.
What is a low act?
Well, you got this friend you love, this person you love, and then You turned them into the police. Yeah.
No, but the fact was I didn't turn them into the police. I thought it was stolen. I didn't know who it was stolen. I reported a theft to the police, which is totally understandably. I wasn't even. I thought maybe Joe's took it, but then I thought there's no way Joe would have took the iPad. There's no way. But as it was, she took it. But she took it for maybe a reason that I would have to go and meet her. That's why I'm thinking that she did take it for a reason. That because she gave it to me as a gift. She wouldn't have if she took it. She wouldn't have kept it. I know that she would have returned it at some stage.
You're right there, Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Accusation number 5 goes like this. Now, your friends are claiming that you've been separating and blocking Jo from seeing her friends. And they say that you've been trying to change her. You've been putting pressure on her, to modify her behaviour or change herself in some way. I don't know what they're talking about, but what's all that about? Have you been blocking her from seeing her friends?
No, not at all. No, in fact, it's the exact opposite because, for the last 4 years she's been cooped up in her bedroom, and it's not healthy. And to be honest, 3 hours every night is, I wouldn't say I've got better things to do, but your life kind of stops because your life stops because you got other stuff to do, but you're too polite to say it. So we came on at 8 o'clock and we went off at 10, 11, 12 o'clock sometimes, and that went on for 4 years. I was more happy that when Jo was out with her friends, I didn't want her to go out with my friends. I objected to that, and of course she would object if I was to go out with any female friends, which I didn't have anyway. But it was totally acceptable for Jo, and Jo was to accept for me to go out with our friends. No one ever stopped us from going out. The truth of the matter is, I never wanted to go out with my friends. I'm not that kind of bloke. I just wanted to talk to Jo every day. Yeah.
Did you try and block her from associating with certain Facebook or YouTube friends?
Did I? No, there was. This worked both ways. There's a couple that I couldn't talk to, and there was a couple that she couldn't talk to because they was causing trouble in our relationship. So we agreed, if anyone causes trouble between us and stops us from continuing our relationship, we would tell the other person, you can't talk to them no more. And that's what that was about. That's a complete honest thing that we had between us. But that worked both ways.
Do you think your friends, the ones that are claiming this, they sort of knew this already, or just by the way you've been explaining it to me, they might have picked up that you didn't like them associating with them, or did?
If my friends knew the real situation, they would be helping me out, maybe more than Jo. But Jo needs. She's very ill at the moment, and she needs our combined help. Maybe she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I don't know, but if that's the case, there's something gone wrong, and she needs help, and I need help. We both need help to find out what has happened. I forgot the question, Ed. Sorry.
No, we're talking about there's this accusation that you try to separate Jo and block her from seeing her friends.
No, it's just not the case. It's just not the case. It's not the case. I was never more happy when she went to her sister's You know what? When the time she went to her sister's, I was so relieved because on the weekends, it was mostly on the weekends she went to her family, her mum and dad, or her two sisters. And at that time, the pressure was so off me because I knew I didn't have to be online, and I knew Joe was safe because where she was, it wasn't. It was such an unhappy place where she was. So I knew when she was out of that environment, she was happy. If she was happy, I was happy. It's as simple as that. So, you know, I used to go on and on to her. You've got to go. Please go and visit your friends after school. Go to your friends. You know, I can come on later, or I can come early. We can work round whenever you're friends. Yeah, I could quite easily go down the pub. I'm not a pub person, although I work in one. In my spare time, I like being at home. I enjoy sitting on the television, sitting on the settee.
So your friends are making out that you're some sort of control freak. You know, you like telling people what to do, stopping them from seeing who they want to be. You know, I don't know you that well. Can you be quite controlling?
No, I'm only the only time I get controlling is if I get angry if someone accuses me of doing something that I haven't done. I'm a very calm person, but when someone is wrong and I know them to be wrong, I don't like that. And if I'm accused of something that I haven't done, I get very annoyed at that because you know I know they're not right. That's the only time I could be considered a bit controlling. But if anything, it's the totally opposite because I've always been this person that I let people control me, and people have told me in the past that people walk all over me. And my ex-boss, you know, he completely used me, but I didn't mind. You know, if that's what people want to do, they can do that. Yeah. So it's complete nonsense that I've never controlled Jo. If anything, she's controlled me. But I would say, you know, I would like to put it on record that we controlled each other equally.
Well, how did Jo try and control you?
Well, there's certain YouTubers I wasn't allowed to put kisses on the end of my comments, and some YouTubers I wasn't allowed to comment to, full stop. Now she agreed. She said to me, it's not right for her to do this, and it's not right for me to do that to her, but it was part of our existence. It was part of how we could cope with each other living 150 miles away, 152 miles away. It was part of the process of us coping with this situation, and at times we wasn't coping. I coped better when I left. Jo has never really coped. She's in a dark place when she's at home. I just wish she could change and she could get herself into a happy place.
All right, okay. All right, we'll move on to accusation number 6. We're almost done, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Oh, sorry.
Steve.
Okay, Steve. All right, we're moving on to accusation number 6. We're almost finished. Now, your friends claim that when you were together,
Yeah.
that she reckons, well, her friends are claiming you cheated on Jo. Now, what's all that about?
Well, they're claiming I cheated on her because she saw a text on an old phone, and in respect, it wasn't even my phone anyway. But she saw an old text and she phoned a number up on it, and she got in touch with this woman that completely hates me, and is in league with
This is the night when supposedly, well, I reckon it all broke up. This is the night.
Yeah, this is the night it happened. All this stems from one night. One night when I was at work, and she went down. She looked at an old phone. She went down the old phone and went through all the messages, and even the messages to my children. Why would she do that? I don't know. I would, you know, even one of my so-called friends that unfriended me on Facebook, he said that it wasn't right what she did. So that was Joe's friend and my friend, and he said it wasn't right what she did. And it wasn't right what she did, but I don't care. I'm completely open in everything I do in life. I always speak with, I sometimes talk too much about. I'm too open, but so that's what that was about. It was a message which wasn't. It didn't even come from me. So it's complete and utter rubbish that I've been unfaithful to Joe. Was that the question? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the question. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's completely. It's a load of old rubbish, load of old bull that I've been unfaithful to Joe. Nothing could be further the truth.
All right, we'll move on to accusation number 7. All right, Steve, the final accusation is this. Now, your friends claim that you operate various fake Facebook accounts in Joe's name. They say you impersonate her. Okay, now, what is the bloody purpose of these fake Facebook accounts?
Right. Well, for a start, I don't call them fake Facebook accounts. I'm so glad you asked this question. This is very important. They're not fake Facebook accounts. The Facebook accounts I've had for ages. Joe knows the existence of these Facebook accounts. But see, for the last 2 years, Joe's been saying, I'm going to delete everything off of Facebook. I'm going to delete all my YouTube videos. Oh my God. That to me, I know she's making a mistake. And, I've said the same stuff. I'm going to delete my Facebook. I'm going to delete all my YouTube videos. So alarm bells have been ringing with her as well. Okay. When that happens, I have to clone her Facebook. I have to make sure it's up to date.
You're deciding to do it on your own bat.
No. I have to do this, Ed, because this is part of our life, and I owe it to Joe because it's a mistake she's making. I've cloned her YouTube channel. I've cloned her Facebook channel because this is what I have to do, and she has to do to me as well because she's making a mistake. I mean, if it was a fake Facebook account, I'd be using it to add friends. I've never added Joe's friends. I don't want anyone.
You're going to see it from your friends' point of view.
That's right. Yeah,
they would be absolutely freaking out the fact that it's got all these fake accounts.
That's right. They would be freaking out. Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. What anyone thinks about anything about this situation. I know that I'm a true, honest person, and I have to do what I have to do. And this is part of our extraordinary relationship that we have. This is just part of it. Whenever Joe says, "Right, I'm deleting my YouTube channel," I've always kept it up to date. I've got a YouTube channel in Joe's name. I've got a Facebook page, Facebook book in Joe's name. It's what I do. I've always done it. I've done it for the last 3 years. I didn't do it for the first year, but for the last 3 years, I've done this. Joe knows the existence of it. She threw a wobble a year ago, and I then brought out this Facebook thing, so she knows about it.
She supposedly, just by reading the comments on Facebook, she told all your friends to beware dealing with you. She tipped them off that you had all these Facebook accounts.
Yeah, but she can tip them off. Yeah, that's because I have, Ed. I don't deny it. I've got these Facebook accounts because this is the reason I've got them. But they're old Facebook accounts that I've had for years anyway. Because I used to go on. I was very ill in my life when I first went on Facebook, and I couldn't move about because I had a serious accident. So I used to go on Restaurant City with my kids, and to get more dishes on Restaurant City on Facebook, you had to have, if you made yourself another account, then you could get extra dishes. So I ended up with 30 fake Facebook accounts, but mainly from Smallville, because I'm a Smallville fan, Superman fan. There was all characters from Smallville, and some of them I've still got. So it's just those that I use. But it's nothing sinister. I don't even use them. I don't go on. I certainly don't add friends to them. But with Joe's account, people like a few Australians have tried to add him. I don't accept friend requests. You know, if it was sinister, I'd be accepting friend requests, and I'd be making friend requests in Joe's name. I've done none of that.
Do you chat? Do you use those accounts to chat to other people?
Oh no. That's a no. No. No one. You will never see any evidence. I would love to see one shred of evidence. I would love to see that evidence of me talking to someone as Joe. That's disgusting. You can't do that. That's a no. That's complete no.
Yeah, well, that's why your friends, I think, are so annoyed.
That's right. Well, I don't blame them. And you know what? They are friends because they think they're protecting Joe from me. They're good friends.
Okay, Steve.
You know, the actions that my friends are taking, although they've unfriended me and even one of them's blocked me on Facebook, well, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is Joe's welfare. And I know they've got Joe's interest at heart. That's the important issue here. We have to have Joe's interest at heart. And because I know something has gone wrong, and until I get to the bottom of it, it can't be fixed until I find out what's gone wrong. And I know something isn't right here, Ed, because it's never been more than 2 days that Joe hasn't contacted me. So, you know, for all I know, I don't think this is the case, but for all they know or I know, she could have been serious might have happened to her. 2 weeks ago, I rang her phone and it answered, and someone else answered the phone. And they said there's one of Joe's friends, and I said, could I speak to Joe? And they said, no, it's my phone now. And I mean, has someone stolen a phone and they're using it? I don't know. But you know, I would put a message out to my friends. You have to think about maybe Joe is in danger, or because has anyone actually spoken to Joe verbally? It's so frustrating for me.
Yeah, I know. Your friends are saying they're talking to her verbally. You know.
Well, if they're talking to her verbally, then you know something is going wrong, because my friends have somehow. I'm not going to say Joe's lying to him. I'm not going to say that. Joe doesn't lie to anyone. Joe doesn't. She doesn't lie. I don't lie. We both don't lie. This is what we don't do in our lives. And this is one of the reasons I went out with Joe. And that's one of the reasons I love her so much, and we've got this connection, because we're opposites of each other. Not opposites, but we're an identical, a facsimile of each other, except she's female, I'm male. I don't lie, I don't cheat. She doesn't lie, she doesn't cheat. It's one of our moral stand-ups in life. It's what we're about. It's all that we're about. So to find someone like that is extremely rare.
All right, Steve, let's finish off. Now, what are you going to be doing now, moving forward? You know, are you going to just continue doing what you're doing, you know, where you basically still have this persona on Facebook that you and Joe are still together? Are you still going to be harassing her, you know, or bringing her, whatever, 50 times a day, whatever?
No.
You're bordering on harassment, okay?
Yeah.
You could get arrested.
No, there's no way I could get arrested. You don't get arrested for ringing someone 6 times a day, and the only messages I send to her is "I love you." You do not. No one in the history
fake
of the world.
Facebook accounts, you know.
Well, I'm not saying they're fake. Yeah, okay, they're fake. Let's for instance say they are fake. The fake Facebook accounts, but they're an exact copy of Joe's Facebook, which she would be pleased about it. If, say for instance, I'm not saying that something's happened to her brain or something, but supposing she made a mistake and deleted her Facebook and she couldn't get it back again, then I've got a copy for her. It's waiting for her. And because what it is, Ed, it's all our memories, all our lovely photos, all our messages. It's our memories on there. We can't destroy our memories. Even if we.
When are you going to move on? Say 6 months from now. We're still in the same situation. 12 months from now.
Ed, you don't realise what kind of relationship we've got. We don't move on. We're together for the rest of our lives. Joe knows this. I know this.
No, it's got to end. It's got to end.
No, you're nodding your head, Ed. But if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't be nodding your head. we don't move on from this because we love each other. And I would be failing Joe if I moved on. I would be failing my Joe.
So one message from Joe could end all this, couldn't it?
Yeah, but just not one message. We agreed if it was to end, we would sit down and have a cup of coffee, hug each other, and say goodbye to each other. That has not happened, so I know it's not ended. And also, we've got a sign which I've told you about on the internet, and it's a clear sign. And if that sign, we agreed on both sides that if it was truly over, that sign would be put in place on the internet. Now, I can look right now, and it's there. That sign has not been put there.
Where's this sign supposed to be? Whereabouts on?
Well, shall I? Well, I don't really. I've told you where it is.
All right, okay. You don't want to. Okay.
I don't want to make it public.
Yeah, okay.
That's a personal thing between me and Joe. But you know about it. That's all I'm concerned. No one. You're the only person in this world apart from Joe that knows about that sign.
Well, I don't actually. I'll ask you about it when we stop recording. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you about that. Oh, Stevie, there's one other thing I want to talk about. Now, on Facebook at the moment, there's this person that comes in all the time to defend you. It's called some bloke called Philip Gilden.
Philip Gilden. What?
Who is he? He's been battling Fab or Pete. You know,
yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. Yeah, I was glad you asked that question because looking at, as the comments was coming in, I was seeing Philip Gilden's comments, and then I saw Fab saying Stevie, and I thought, who is he talking to? But Philip Gilden is a YouTuber. I don't think he's got many subs, and he makes silly videos where he's got sellotape.
He's a YouTuber. Because I thought it was you. You know.
No, Ed. If there's one thing that comes out of this video, well, apart from the fact that I'm not harassing Joe and stuff, that I'm not a troll. I've never trolled in my life. I don't swear. Anyone that knows me, it's even Smiler. They know I don't swear. I don't even write swear words down. For that, so that's the main reason it can't possibly be me. And the last person I'll be trolling is Fab. You know, I love the bloke. There's something about Fab. I just like Fab. Whatever he's done in his life, that phone call he gave me, that was like, it was, oh wow, I couldn't believe it. You know, there's one of the things that people don't like about me, because my love of Fab. You know, I love his character. I love the Fab rants. I want him. There's no please me more. And I said to him once in a video, I don't care if I live to the age of 100. I will always comment on his videos. So the last thing I would ever do is troll Fab. I mean, if I was going to be a troll other people, there's no way I would troll Fab because.
Well, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Can you, after we finish making this video, can you send me a link to Philip Gilden's YouTube channel? All right.
I'll send a link to his channel. But in some respects, Ed, he's made it completely worse for me. You know, if people are believing this is me as a troll, that's I don't like that at all. I don't like that. You know, I just don't like that.